Hey, what's up YouTube? Your boy Chris. I'm out in the Caliente garage. This is not going to be a long video, but I just wanted to give you guys an update and show you on the project that I've been working on. As you guys know, I picked up the new 2021 Escapade trailer for my 21 Honda Goldwing. And if you guys watch my previous video where I talked about the 5-wire and 6-wire, this video will make sense. So once you tie that in together, it'll all make sense. So if you haven't watched that video where I talked about the 5-wire and the 6-wire, check that video out and tie it into this video. So I picked up this 21 Honda Goldwing. I installed my fuse block that I made for this Goldwing. So prior to me purchasing the trailer, I installed the Rivco trailer harness kit, and it's a 5-wire trailer harness kit, and it works fine. It works perfect. But when I picked up the 21 Escapade trailer, that trailer is a 6-wire trailer. So the problem is that I have 5 wires coming out of the trailer harness kit from Rivco, but I'm trying to power up the 6-wire trailer. So I'm going to show you what I've done to take care of the issue that I've been having before I get everything buttoned back up. I'm going to show you kind of an idea of what I've done. So let's go to the back of the Goldwing. Now, looking at the back of the Honda Goldwing, as I said earlier, on the Rivco harness kit, you only have 5 wires coming out of the bike. But this is a 6-wire trailer. So the 6-wire turns on the accessory wire or the dome light that's inside of the trailer. Well, if you don't have 6 wires, you would have to connect the accessory wire to the tail lights. So anytime you turn on your bike, power from the tail lights would power the accessory wire, and that would turn on the dome light inside of the trailer. But for my installation, I wanted to add the 6-wire and have that dome light on a separate line. So in the event that I wanted to add additional lights to the trailer, I can put it on a switch and it's not going to be on when the bike is on. So I'm just going to show you how I tied this in. So I had 5 wires coming out of the bike, but this is a 6-wire or a 6-pole square. So what I've done, I took the 6-wire, which is the accessory wire, the wire that powers the interior dome light. I ran it into my saddlebag, and I did this with a 14 gauge heavy jacketed trailer wire. So I drilled through the saddlebag and I tied the 14 gauge jacketed wire. I tied it into the Rivco trailer harness kit that's on my Goldwing. So the 6-wire, which runs to the saddlebag, and I connected that to my fuse block that I made for the Honda Goldwing, and I'm going to show you how it actually works. So now the way that it works is that I had an additional 5-amp circuit inside of my fuse block that I made for the Goldwing. So I ran a wire from the back of the bike and I ran it into this panel box that holds my fuse block. So basically what's going to happen, every time I turn on the switch, this fuse block gets hot, or it turns on, and it's going to send power down the 6-wire, and it's going to turn on the dome lights in the trailer. So I have 1 or 2 choices with this particular wire. I could connect it to a keyed switch, which would be the fuse block that turns on when I turn on the key, or I could actually connect it to a constant hot. So if I decided to run the 6-wire to the constant hot, which will turn on when I touch this line right here. As you can see, it lights up and the bike is off. That's a constant hot. Now I could very well tie the 6-wire to that constant hot, but the only problem that if I forget and leave the dome light on, even though it has a switch on it, if I leave the dome light on, it's going to pull the battery down. So that probably wouldn't be the best place to connect it. So I connected the 6-wire to my fuse block, my 5-amp circuit that only powers up. It'll only power up when the bike is on. So I'm going to turn on the bike and you're going to see a red LED light pops on. That means that there is no fuse or the fuse is blown. In my case, I've actually taken the fuse out. So I'm going to turn on the bike and we're going to get a red light right here. When I put the fuse in, it's going to power up the dome light inside of the trailer. So let's turn on the Goldwing. I'm going to put it in accessory mode so we don't run the battery down. Okay, the bike is still on. As you can see, I got 12.5 volts on my voltmeter. Okay, looking inside of the panel box that I installed, I'm showing 12.5. And if you notice, there's a red light on. That means that I got a blown fuse. But in this case, I have the fuse out of the bike. So basically, I've hooked the 6-wire to this circuit. So anytime the switch is on, it'll send power down the 6-wire and turn on the dome light inside the trailer. So I'm going to put the fuse in. It's going to turn off the red LED light. And you're going to see the dome light in the trailer pop on. Okay. If I take the fuse out, or if the fuse blow, it's going to turn off the light inside of the trailer. I'm going to pull the fuse out. And as you can see, the light is on. So I've basically ran the 6-wire from the trailer. I ran it into the saddlebag and I connected it inside of my panel box to my fuse block. So I just wanted to show you guys what I was working with. So now when I turn the bike on, I'll get power to the terminal and it'll send power down the 6-wire and it'll turn on the dome light or any additional outside lights that I install on the trailer. If I connected that circuit to this constant hot, I can technically there's a switch on the back side. I can turn off that switch. Okay, so if I put the 6-wire on a constant hot, I have the capability to turn off the light. The problem is that if I forget and leave that light on for any reason, when the bike is off, it'll run the battery down. So connecting to a constant power source is probably not the best thing to do. It is optional, but it's probably not the best thing to do because in the event that I forget, it'll run the battery down. But I just wanted to show you guys how I've powered up the interior dome light. Just keep in mind that if you install the Rivco TWC004, that you're only going to have 5 wires coming out of the bike. You're not going to have a 6-wire for the accessory. You're going to have to find your own accessory, or you're going to have to connect that accessory to the tail lights. Now, if you install the Karayakin 5-wire plus 1, which is part number 2991, and I will include that in the description of the video, you will not have to locate a 6-wire accessory. It'll already be inside of that harness from Karayakin. So the takeaway from this video is that if you're going to be running a 6-wire trailer and you're going to install a trailer harness kit on your new Goldwing, I recommend going with the Karayakin part number 2991. It's a 5-wire plus 1. If you're not going to be running a 6-wire trailer, then the Rivco TWC 004 will work just as good. So I just wanted to show you everything before I get everything buttoned back up. As you can see, I'm going to button all this back up, get everything covered back up, get all the wires put back. I just want to show you that I do have 6 wires running to the bike now, even though I have a 5-wire harness coming out from Rivco. Everything now runs into the homemade fuse block that I made for my Goldwing. So when I put this in, I was actually future proofing my bike. So anytime I add accessories, I can add it to the fuse block. And if that circuit blows, like the panel lights, for example, I'll get a red light on. Well, once I turn the switch on, once I turn that switch on, the switch must be off. If that switch is on and the fuse blow, you should get a red light. See, there's the red light. And that'll let me know that my interior dome light is blowed. So I just wanted to show you guys what I've done. I now have the 6-wire connected to my homemade fuse block that I installed on my Goldwing. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you have any comments, be sure to drop a comment down in the comment section below. And don't forget to sign up for the Chris Caliente Facebook group, the hottest Facebook group in the land. This is your boy Chris, just showing you my homemade fuse block and how I wired up the 6-wire to power up the 6-wire Escapade trailer. And I will talk to you guys later. See ya.